Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Got another great episode of the 2024 Rookie Spotlight Series, Week 9 edition. College football, man, halfway through the college football season. You know what that means? It is November 1st, actually. It is 2024 NFL draft season, baby. And this show is going to be a weekly occurrence here on the channel. It's a great show because I'm going to highlight a 2024 rookie you will be drafting in your Dynasty roster or your fantasy team next year. And then I'm going to link at the very end a highlight film from this past weekend. In fact, I have 3 or 4 films of the player we're going to talk about today, Mr. Jaylen Polk, wide receiver, Washington. He is a junior. He's listed as a sophomore, but he's really a junior. He's actually a 4-year player. Started his college career at Texas Tech, and for the last 3 seasons, he has been playing at Washington. All right, so you think of Washington receivers, what do you think of? You think of Rome Odunze, right? You think of Jalen McMillan. And Jaylen Polk is somebody I've been high on since the beginning of the season. And a lot of my C2C and Devy fantasy football leagues, those are leagues basically where we draft college players. I drafted Polk in a lot of leagues, man. He flashed last year. And this year he's proven to be a commodity. And I think he's going to be a 2024 relevant wide receiver on our Dynasty rosters, man. So if you're looking for a YouTube channel out there that, you know, looks at the 2024 draft class, man, we are in the season, baby. No better time, no more exciting time for me than scouting future rookie draft classes for my Dynasty rosters and my fantasy football rosters. So hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for tuning in. So like I said, we're going to give you a brief scouting report here. We're going to go over his stats and kind of give you a quick peek at where he is looking at right now as far as draft capital. And then at the end of the show, like I said, I'm going to link his highlight film from Stanford this past weekend. 5 receptions, 148 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Now, since McMillan has been out of the lineup, Jaylen Polk has proved that he is a great replacement. McMillan's a great receiver too, but I won't be surprised if Polk is actually drafted higher than McMillan. All right, so let's get through his seasonal stats here through week 9 of college football. You can see he's got 46 receptions, 73% percentage reception, 18.2 yards per attempt per reception. And he's got 7 TDs, and you can see his PFF offensive and receiving grades. If you're in the 80s, man, you're in the upper echelon of receivers heading to our draft next year. All right. Versatile player, played 41% so far this season out of the slot and 58% wide. So you got to love that versatility. That is a great thing. He's not going to be labeled just as a slot receiver, just as an outside boundary guy. He's going to be able to be used all over the field, and I think that's an attractive attribute for NFL teams scouting him this offseason. All right, so I love his size. All right, let's look at his scouting report. All right, first off, he's 6'2", 204 pounds. The 2024 wide receiver draft class, everyone, is littered with guys of this size. It's going to be really interesting because, you know, the last couple classes have all been about younger, speedier wide receivers, and this year we've got a lot of big, thick guys, and Jaylen Polk is no different. Love his functional strength and physicality. I am really into physicality when it comes to wide receivers. It's something that I scout and I value very highly. And you watch Polk on the field, man, this guy gives it his all. Tough to get to the ground, physical, and he's got the functional play strength to win 50-50 balls and the whole 9 yards, all right? So I love that as an attribute. He's a manipulative route runner, okay? I've got 2 or 3 films on this channel. I got the Stanford channel, or Stanford game rather, and I think I have his California game. And I like Polk a lot. I'm going to be recording a lot of shows up until the end of the college football season with a lot of his films. And you're going to see he's a manipulative route runner, man. Uses his arms, his shoulders, he can snap in and out of breaks. And for a guy 6'2", 204 pounds, I like what I see in the route running department. And that's the name of the game, right? Creating space is what it is all about. And Penix Jr. is getting him the ball and in some tight quarters. And Jaylen Polk has played extremely well this year. All right. Body control and strong hands. Ironic enough, he had 2 horrible drops in the film that I'm going to link here, his Stanford game from this past weekend, 2 just concentration drops. But he still has really good hands. I mean, if you watch all of the film from 2023 here, you're going to see he's made some unbelievable catches, some great body control catches in the end zone, down the boundary, even in the middle of the field, adjusting to errant passes. The guy can get up and get the ball. Love that athleticism that you see with him to be able to attack the ball with his hands. And he's got good hands. So I'm not really worried about those drops. All players have drops. All players have bad games. So I'm not going to hold that against him, really. And like I said, he's a versatile player, and he's a vertical threat. I mean, if you again go back, watch the highlight films I have on this channel, as well as a lot of the other Washington games, this guy can win all over the field. I mean, he can win short, but he can go one-on-one down on 9 routes, vertical routes, post, corner, deep corner and post routes. And so he brings the whole package together, and I like that versatility and vertical threat. Again, I think that's just going to be a feather in his cap when the real scouts get a hold of his tape and look at him as a potential, addition to their NFL team. All right. So I love looking at mock drafts. I'm always looking each and every week of draft and, players and where they're ranked and that kind of thing. And it's early. I mean, it's November, early November. But Polk has been rising. He's leapfrogged McMillan, probably only because McMillan's been banged up this year and hasn't played every game. But Polk is slowly rising into, we're talking top 12, 13, 2024 rookie wide receiver territory. And I believe it's warranted. I think this kid can play. I'm excited to have him as my spotlight player this week. I love talking about this kid. I think he is a possible, you can see here on the screen right now, the image is, he's number 79. So with, that is clearly, round 3, which is really kind of where I see him going. Might sneak into round 2 if he continues to be productive, but I think he's a day 2 lock as a wide receiver. Good wide receiver class. So he might slip into the 4th round, but I think he's a day 2 guy. And if that's the case and lands in a great landing spot, I think he could be a 2nd round rookie selection, early 3rd, maybe late 2nd rookie pick in our Dynasty rosters. That's, in fact, if you don't play Devy or C2C and you've got all the rookies available. But Jaylen Polk, man, I like what I see, man. I think he is a player I've been high on early on in this whole draft capital time. And I think he's going to solidify himself as a top 15 wide receiver before it's all said and done, before we hit April. So if you like the channel, man, I'm going to keep these short and sweet. You can see on the screen right now, I'm going to give you the Stanford. And if you want to even just look and do a search on my channel, I think I have 1 or 2 other games of his on the channel as well. And you can expect to see some more in the future. So I hope you like this content, trying to grow the channel. My main focus is getting you ready. If you play Dynasty, you play Fantasy, and you're looking towards the future to see what the draft classes look like, this is the channel for you. So thanks for watching, and go take a look at his film here against Stanford. Have a great day. Bye.